September signals the beginning of a new school year. We'll see more drivers on the road getting kids to school and more kids on bicycles and on foot trying to get safely to and from school. How can you help your kids and grandkids be prepared for a safe new school year? For more coaching tips, we check in with one of Salem's school resource officers.
We recommend to parents a lot of times that, if they're sending their kid, if they don't drop them off, if they're walking, that hopefully they're walking with a friend or a group or another adult. And then we tell them that know the route that your kid takes to school. And on that route, make sure they're well aware what the stranger danger is, that don't talk to strangers. Just walk away. Don't say anything. Don't provoke. It's just good to get to school. Tell a trusted adult. Trusted adults like your teacher, your principal, other staff that work at the school, parents that you do know. We tell them, to be respectful to people when they meet them. And if they are going to a friend's house, because we see this sometimes, they go to a friend's house after school and don't call their parents, especially if they ride a bus, but they decide to walk to their friend's house, then we get the call. Let them know that, give us a call, just let us know where you are. And most parents won't say no. Okay, I'm glad you're at Johnny's house. But those are things we recommend to the parents for elementary age. Yeah, the safety issue with the tweens and the teens right now that we are looking at is social media. It is the number one issue we deal with all the time inside the schools. Parents need to know what platforms are being used. Their kids don't use Facebook like their parents do. The Instagrams, the Snapchats, things that they can hide easily, get rid of, that parents don't know is going on, but parents should be checking their social media. If they are on one of these platforms to do it, the parents should be a friend. They should be able to see what gets posted. Kids don't know who's on the other end. They don't know who they are. They could be anybody out there. My own kids, on their friends or who's following, when I look at it, they have to tell me something about that person and who they are. If parents really want to know what's going on in their social media, they need to be on it every single day, asking to check their kids' accounts, being their friend, being their follower so they can see what is happening. Just know what your child is doing, the routes they walk, the stranger danger principles, not to talk to people, have safe words, safe places to go to, trusted adults. If it's a first-time driver, so if your child just got their license and they're under 18 years old, they still have a provisional license, meaning they cannot have anybody in the car that is not a family member. That means they cannot leave their practice and their friend just needs to ride home 3 blocks away. They still can't give them a ride. They're well within those provisional license for 6 months. After 6 months, then they can only have up to 3 other passengers in the car that are not immediate family members. In the first 6 months also, they're not allowed to use any communication device, whether it's on Bluetooth, that's hands-free. They still can't use it in the first 6 months. Kids today have a lot of valuables that parents pay for a lot of times. Sometimes they get it as gifts. We're talking like cell phones, equipment, sporting goods, tablets, backpacks, expensive jackets. You take those to school kind of at your own risk. If they do have them, make sure your stuff's well marked. Make sure you have security settings on your electronics. Try to make sure your kid can also be able to identify it and keep track of it all times. The school does provide lockers. If you decide to store it in your locker, please do not give out your locker combination to your friends, your buddies, because sometimes your friends may not be your friends 3 weeks later. So nobody else gets into it. If you have a locker partner, hopefully they're not giving out your locker combination so people can get in there. If you store stuff in your backpack and you leave your backpack sitting around, sometimes at lunch or in PE class, make sure it's in a spot that's kind of open, that nobody's walking by and grabbing it. Sometimes you leave your valuables, especially your cell phone, in your backpack. Make sure it's hidden in a zip compartment somewhere so it's not hanging out, sitting on top. It's just kind of a beware of the risks if you bring your valuables to school. Report it if it does get taken. We do actually recover quite a bit of property every year that we know is stolen, but we don't know who it belongs to. For everybody else out there, non-parents, people, members of the community, bear in mind school is starting back up again. So there will be kids on the road. They will be walking, they'll be riding bikes. There'll be school buses. Understand that when the school bus stop sign comes out, all lanes must stop, not just the lanes behind the bus, the lanes going the other way, all the way across. Watch for kids when they get off the buses. If you live in an area of a school, kind of know the school schedule, know what the times they come to school and leave school. Sometimes that prevents a lot of problems when you're trying to drive through that area, getting to work, and there's clogged with cars dropping off their kids. Just beware of them. If there are problems you have with kids and you see them around, please contact the school resource officers if it appears to be there might be a crime or something that goes on. We do a pretty good job of talking to parents and kids every single year to help educate, get people so they're not get themselves in danger.